protected and secure. As you move into the softness of the grass beneath your feet, you notice a body of water that is healing to your touch, is healing to your touch. If you choose to submerge into the water, breathing freely, all organs functioning properly, healing be igniting within you. I'm going to leave you if you choose to go into the water to allow healing to be igniting within you. If you choose to sit or to lie or to stand and to absorb the elements of this universe, the earth, the water, the air, the sun, allowing healing to be igniting within you. I'm going to leave you here for a few moments. Allow healing be igniting within you. You are in command and at ease with that. Very gently now, wherever you are, if you're in the water, it's time to emerge completely dry, remembering all that you've seen, felt, and heard, and feeling very refreshed, alert, and keen. If you were sitting or lying, it's now time to rise, remembering all that you've seen, felt, and heard, and feeling very refreshed, alert, and keen. And as you're aware of your healing, clearing, and healing body of water, you notice that each and every one of us surround that body of water, and your healing breath starts to expand and touch each and every one, and we become one healing breath, one healing breath, one healing breath. We direct this healing breath to the healing box, to all the souls that are making their transition in and out of this world, all the institutes of health, that healing is being ignited in each and every one. Every head of state, that peace is the journey and destination. All those affected by the winds, the rains, the snows, the movement of the earth, and the fires, and all the viruses that are going on, that they are being healed and protected. And as I read each one of your names, the names that you have mentioned in the healing, for healing, know that healing is being maintained and sustained in their lives. Jimmy? Andrew? Reverend Tanya? Arlene? Reverend Michael? Reverend Angie? Reverend Ernestina? Christine? Kristen? Karen? Reverend Davy? Reverend Blanca? Christy? Reverend Monell? David? We know that this healing breath is always alive and active. And as you become more aware of your healing clearing, and as you move towards your path, noticing anything changed, added, or taken away, as you move down your path, your mental and physical consciousness becomes aware, remembering all that you're seeing, felt, and heard, and feeling very refreshed, alert, and keen. As your mental and physical consciousness becomes aware, remembering all that you're seeing, felt, and heard, and feeling very refreshed, alert, and keen. And when your mental and physical consciousness are fully aware, open your eyes. Okay. I'm trying to figure out how I'm going to split this up a little bit. Trying to figure out how many people are all total here. So we got
10 here.
huh? You got 10 here?
I was at 9, 7, 8, 9, 9 here. 9, 10, 12, 14, 15, 16.
Counting all these? Okay. Well, let's take care of our donation first.
Okay.
Let's place it between our hands, and those that are on Zoom, we thank you for your donations already. We got them, each one of you. I want to thank you. And as we place between our hands that which you have given us, the strength and the power to have, we give to the source, to put into the works and to the love, those that we meet on their path of fulfillment, and where the function gets of both, we placed in our hands. We put into effect the law of tenfold return to each and every one, because freely from the heart. Amen. just come over and put it in the bag. So, you say we have 15? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4.
Bless you.
Okay.
There are 9 of us. We know that.
Yeah, but I'm trying to figure out how many mediums I'm going to be using. I mean, I got
There's
1,
15 all of us.
2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10.
We have 14 actually.
Okay, everybody gives one message. All the mediums give one message, and that's Andrew, Jimmy, Reverend Tanya, Angie, Arlene, Reverend Winnell, Christy, Karen, Reverend Ernestina, and Reverend Angie, and whatever's left over, I'll take up.
Okay.
Okay, our first one's going to be Reverend Winnell.
Okay. Let me see where I am. Okay. One day when I come to you. So, I got this distinct message that you don't need to be in hiding.
I'm sorry.
I got a distinct message that you don't need to be in hiding. In other words, pretending like you're not there or pretending like you're not in a certain place. It's sort of like you're hiding who you are, and you don't need to do that right now. And nothing's gonna happen to you. And I'll leave that with you.
Okay, thank you.
I'm done.
Yeah, no.
Christine, may I come to you?
Yes, please.
So, as I enter your presence, these thoughts come to me that your body is this fantastic vessel, and because it's so easy to sort of ignore it or take it for granted, this week would be a good time, and then going forward to continue to just concentrate every day on one part of the body and just treasure it, revere it, love it, give it thanks, and just work through your whole body that way, just to feel yourself completely aligned and powerful. Feel that powerful body, each part. I think that would be.
Thank you, Christy. Andrew, you're going to go next.
You want me next?
Yeah. You want to see who's here?
I want to see, is there a name, is there a Karen there?
Yes.
Has she been given a message?
Not yet.
Not yet, but she hasn't had one either.
Karen, can I come to you,
Yes, please.
please? So, I'm getting this, there's an old, I think it's an old Christian Science hymn. Today is the day the Lord hath made, sing, be glad, rejoice. And I got your name, and I got the opening refrain from that hymn about be glad and rejoice. I'm getting this as today's Friday, so it's next week. I'm getting Wednesday or Thursday, and it's not that it's a surprise, but it'll be something we weren't expecting, which I guess would make it a surprise. But be glad and rejoice for it, because you may not think it is something to rejoice for, but actually it is. May I leave that with you?
Thank you.
Thank you, Andrew. Karen, I'm going to ask you to go next.
Okay. And your name is Reverend Blanco?
Blanca.
Blanca. May I come to you, Reverend Blanca? I'm seeing an energy around you that is very strong, and there's a lot of clarity that has come to you recently. and not only for yourself, but for other people. And I'm seeing other people coming to you that need more guidance and need a little helping hand. Because they see that you're very, sort of like a very calm presence. And you can look around different sides of things and help them calm down, maybe if they're anxiety ridden or worried. And your energy and your presence are very much in that vein right now. So know that and feel confident about that, and not only go forward with yourself, but for other people that are coming to you that are needing help. And it's important that you reach your hand out and don't even question it. Just go ahead and do it when anyone comes to you. So I'll leave that with you.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you, Karen. Reverend Tanya.
Thank you, Reverend David. Jimmy, may I come to you? Is Jimmy still there?
Yes.
Hi,
please.
Jimmy.
Hi.
How was it up there in northern New Mexico?
It's hot. It's really,
Jimmy, I got this this image of you, and you're opening a can. You know those kind that have the pot top lids, like a tube of tennis balls or something along
yeah.
those lines, or even not necessarily that tall. But the thing is you look at the can and it's very mundane, and you're thinking it's just another everyday can. But as you open it up, it is filled with the jewels and gems and priceless things. And so what I'm trying to give, what I am giving you here with this is that something that you're looking at as mundane and ho-hum and everyday is actually really, really cool. And when you come across something that you actually kind of think, well, this is boring, mundane, or any of those kinds of words, remember what I'm telling you, because you'll be able to see something different in it as the energy slides away, or there's a different perspective, or you sleep on it, whatever it is, there's something that you don't see right at the top. And it's exciting. So I'll leave that with you. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Reverend Tanya. Jimmy, you're next. Is he mute?
No, I'm here. I'm trying to see. Reverend Waniel, have you heard the message?
No, I have not.
Oh, may I come to you?
Oh, yes, you may.
I'm seeing a chair. I don't know if you sit in the same spot when you go into silence every day, but they're telling me that to try a different location, a different chair, someplace to sit in that's completely different than what you've been doing. And it'll open up a new perspective for you with something that you've been considering. And I leave that with you.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
It's good for all of us. Thank you, Jimmy. Reverend Ernestina.
Christy, may I come to you?
Yes, you may.
As I come to you today, Christy, what I see you doing is, and I'm being told that it's time for you to sit down and create your own story. And this will be a wonderful masterpiece, which is created just by you. No one else except your own self. And when you do that, it's almost as if you're writing in a journal, but you're doing it, instead of doing it, you know, all these writers now get on the computer and whatever, but it's got to be handwritten. Because that connection between your source and that pen and that paper is what is going to really solidify the whole journey. And I leave that with you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, Reverend Ernestine. Arlene,
Okay, Reverend Tanya, have you had a message?
No, I haven't. Thank you.
May I come to you?
Yes, please.
When I come to you, I get the image of you squeezing a towel and you're twisting it. The indication is that you don't have to work so hard at it, you know, and in fact, if you loosened things enough, then you would be able to get some more, I guess the word is participation, you know, from whoever you're cooperating with or whatever you're working with. Cooperation can come if you just loosen it a little more, and in your mind, have in mind what you want to have happen, have experienced the feeling of how you want this to be resolved, and let this feeling flow out, you know, and it'll be just like when a towel contains a lot of stuff in it that can cover more territory. If you can just do the squeezing with your intention in mind and just relax a little bit, and you'll get more cooperation. And I'll leave that with you.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
so is this you and me left?
Arlene.
Arlene,
No, to give messages.
Oh,
yep,
So, why don't you,
I did.
yeah.
Everyone got a message of you, right?
Yes.
Everybody.
Yes,
Everyone.
except for me and you.
Yes, I'm saying it. Okay, Jimmy and Andrew.
We got Jimmy, Andrew. Michael, did you get a message?
No.
No, he didn't.
Arlene needs a message. So we got 4.
Do
Angie and David.
do two.
Okie doke.
One of them's gonna be me.
I know it. Reverend David, may I come to you?
Please do.
So the 5-0, your 50th anniversary, is a 5. And you know what that represents is your change, is a change. And all of your supporters, all of your helpers are so excited, you know, what this brings and what the next level of, you know, the things that you bring to all of us and the universe. You know, you came into this life and, you know, it didn't have to be, you know, a lifetime anymore. You've been an ancient master before. And you did this for our universe. And every single supporter on the other side, as well as all of us here, rooting you on today. And there's just this beautiful amount of availability today that all possibilities are available. And they want you to know that you are the creator of all things that be very beautiful to come. I leave that with you.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Arlene, may I come to you?
yes, thank you.
I usually do get all different colors when I'm in your presence, and for us Pisces, this is always such a beautiful exchange. In this day right now, the colors are like whirling around and creating one color, and it's just so powerful today for you. And when they describe powerful, it's really surrounded by love. You know, the way that we in our world here today that has created power was never that way. And so you generate all this love around all of this color, which is all entities that support you in your world. And all different things will be coming through today. There'll be a lot of different energy high level energy and a softer period. And this is just you with your creation. And you're going to come up with something today, some sort of beauty, and you'll eventually get it out with your hands as you do. And this will be the whole surrounding of all those colors. I leave that with you. Blessing.
Thank you very much.
Jimmy, did you get a message? Yes, okay.
Andrew, may I come to you?
Yes, please.
Now, as I touch into your presence, I see the symbol of clarity and light. And I feel that there's some movement coming up this upcoming week that's going to be much more clear than it is when it starts. So when something starts it's not too clear, keep on going. It'll get clearer for you. You will get some good results. I'll leave that with you, and God bless you.
Great. Thank you so much.
Reverend Ernestina, I come to you.
Yes, welcome.
You know, as I come into your presence today, I see order here with you. And know that you are in a process of adjusting in the consciousness, and you're much more worthy than you're giving yourself credit for. So let's catch up with that. And so start activating more worthiness, as you are there. I'll leave it with you, and God bless you.
Thank you.
Reverend Angie, may I come to you?
Yes, please.
Reverend Angie, as I come into your presence today, I see numbers, but I'm not getting any numbers, but I see numbers of things. And there's going to be more numbers of situations that are going to be coming up in the next three to 4 months. And you're going to be able to handle them with much more ease than you have in the past. People are going to start coming to you with much more difficulties, and you don't know these people, and so just go right in there and do a big splash, and it'll help them tremendously. Don't be concerned with what you're going to be saying, because it's going to be wise. And I'll leave it with you, and God bless you.
Thank you.
Is that everybody?
Hi, Francis. Welcome. You're on mute.
Michael.
Michael, too.
Hey, good morning to you all. Well, actually afternoon now, isn't it? Great to see you all. Yeah, what fun.
Okay. Reverend Michael, may I come to you?
Yes, please.
You know, as I come into your presence today, I see a clean slate for you. And of course, adjusting goes along with this, with a clean slate. And they're saying that the movement that you've made in consciousness is that clean slate. And the things in the past that have been your logic, they're not your logic anymore. And so get adjusted to the logic that you are moved into. And don't try to figure it out, just start living it intuitively. And you will form another logic that is much more constructive and positive for you. And I'll leave that with you, and God bless you.
Thank you. I asked God when I transitioned to give me a clean slate. Thank you.
All right. So that's Francis?
Yes.
Francis, may I come to you?
You're on mute.
Yes, thank you, I love it.
Francis, as I come into your presence today, I see much more brightness with you. And there's some changes going on that are going to be upside down and backwards. And so realize that, and you're going to adjust to it real nice. But you're right side up. So let the upside down and backwards come to you, and you'll turn them right side up. So
Okay,
I'll leave that with you, and God bless you.
thank you very much.
Marcia, you come in, Marcia?
Yes, I just did. Hi, Reverend David.
Would you like to have a message?
Well, that's a surprise. Sure, thank you.
We're still in our circle, so may I come to you?
Yes, please.
Reverend Marcia, as I come into your presence today, I see fulfillment here with you. And I feel that there's some things that have been filled with abundance of worth And there's something a little questionable that's coming up. But you have the intuitive to go it, and it won't be, it will be answered quickly. And you'll have the words to go along with it. And there's some straightening out to be done. And you're going to be able to do that quickly. And so don't hesitate when that happens. I'll leave that with you, and God bless you.
Oh, thank you very much.
Anybody else come in late?
Yes, Leslie.
Coming to the party.
You're coming to the party.
Yeah. You got Leslie left.
Well, Leslie, you want a message?
You're on mute.
Leslie?
Definitely not.
There.
Sorry, I had something not cooperating. Yes, I would love a message.
All right, may I come to you?
Yes, you can.
No, as I come into your presence today, I see the symbol of order. And order is adjusting. There's two faculties with that. One of them, what I'm going to talk about today, is that you are to adjust to the consciousness that you're moving into. And when that happens, you get more familiar with different words that are going to be coming up to you. You're going to use different words, and they're going to have a good meaning to the people that you're going to meet with. So you use, when you have words that you never used before, keep on using them. It's going to help the people to do. There's some people that can use these straightening out, and you're the one that's going to do it. Do it with those words that you don't know. And I'll leave it with you, and God bless you.
Thank you so much.
Okay. Wow. This sure is different from 50 years ago when I walked into this place. Okay. Well, I want to thank each of you for coming right now. And I guess we're going to keep this on until afterwards. So let's have a little closing words for this so that we can go and enjoy each other. Mother, Father, God, we give thanks for sharing each other's presence here today. And as we move into our next phase of action and everything, let your protection and love go with that, so that our thoughts, words, and actions are of that, and that we have a better understanding of our own selves to meet those on our path. Amen.
Amen.
You want to
So,
take that into the other room, or?
no. If everybody will just stay on, and we'll get situated here for just a minute, okay? You can say hello to everybody.
Hello, everybody.
Hello, everybody.
Hello, everybody.
Hello, everybody.
I could sing the second act of Aida.
Go right ahead, Andrew.
Yeah, go ahead.
Singer.
My O Patria Mia isn't what it used to be.
Hey, Arlene, I haven't seen you in a long time. It's good to see you.
Yes, good to see you too, very much.
Yeah, she had to go back to work. You know how she usually goes on Friday. Yeah.
Now, Jimmy and Andrew, are y'all in New Mexico?
Yeah.
We are.
What part?
We're in Santa Fe.
You're in Santa Fe. I lived in Albuquerque, Truth or Consequences, Las Cruces, and went and visited Las Vegas, New Mexico. So it's quite a state.
It is quite a state.
Has lots of mystery, I think.
That's a very polite way to put it.
And great green chili.
Great green chili. And only 2 million people in the whole state.
Oh, I thought it was 1 million. No, it's 2.
It's 2 million. We're the 5th largest state by land. So we're one of those states that's like the least populated in the lower 48 per
Yes.
capita or whatever.
And that's why it's lovely to drive those expressways.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you can do 100 miles an hour. It's fabulous.
These are so pretty. Where did you get this?
And Arlene has graciously visited us up in Santa Fe.
Oh, I know. I've already missed one trip, and then what would normally be uncycled is already starting to loom further ahead.
Yeah.
I so miss Santa Fe.
You'll be back.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
You ever co-op there? I love the co-op in Santa Fe. The food co-op.
Mm.
I love that. I guess they don't have the food bar there now.
I'm just waiting for Ernestina.
Do you need any help? Do you need anything? Okay.
Enjoy your day, your time here with David, and peaceful.
Thank you.
Hello.
Hello.
I want to thank all of you for coming to David's 50th anniversary. I'm going to give him a applause. Such a, I'll never, get to that time because, he was young when he came, and I was just counting it to see, if I, stayed that long, and how would I be, would I make it, and I'm like, I'd be 94 years old. I think it is 94, if I got that right. We recalculated, Ernestina and I, so many times. It's like I couldn't figure this out. But what an amazing, experience. 50 whole years of, at that time when he first came in, he wasn't, a reverend yet. And so he got to see how strange we all were, those stories that he talks about, how strange it was to come in and these people were so boring. And, he changed his whole life. He, moved here from New York, and, he changed his whole pattern. I mean, if he says if he hadn't changed that pattern, he would have been just like his brother, and that was a really hard life, and made such great changes. And for me, I'm just very honored that Alexandra, first of all, brought me to this chapel. And I had been, raised metaphysician, and well, by choice really, but my mom was, always reading things and, really interested in all different things of metaphysician world. And when Alexandra told me about the chapel, I was really surprised that I had never been there, because I had been to all these, Tamaras and all these other places, but I never knew that United Fellowship Chapel was here. And I showed up, and it was just like everybody else. It was that peace, peace I am still. I walked in the door and was like, I could feel that beautiful entity experience of all those years that this place was, everything we created here. And I knew I was home. And so I thank David, because all these teachings, did the same thing that it did for him. And it really has changed my life drastically, and so much for the better. And I feel that these teachings will expand to the rest of the world, which it has for anyone who's done it, because each one of you, all of you who has done these, metaphysical principles, universal metaphysics. I mean, David, he's like channeling through all of these things. We all expand that. We're like little, we make little footsteps in the sand, and people are able to see that, feel it, hear it. Even if we're not teaching it, we're saying something from those principles, or we're living it, and people are actually absorbing it in their energy. And so I'm super grateful for David. So me and Ernestina, we wanted to give a recognition to Reverend David. And so we created this award for Reverend David, if you would like to come up for us. And will somebody take a picture, by the way, as we get to that point?
Yeah, would you guys?
I'm going to give somebody this camera because I'd really like someone to take this picture.
If somebody.
It's just that button right there, okay?
Okay.
Okay, so Reverend David,
You don't want to.
come on up. We're going to get him for all the times that he made us come up here. Reverend David.
This is a certificate of recognition. This award is given to Reverend David J. Miller for his dedication of 50 years with United Fellowship Chapel. And it's signed by Reverend Angela and myself, Reverend Ernestina.
Yay!
This doesn't get you off the hook.
You know, David, you are the example of great persistence. I just really, that is amazing what you've done for people.
Thank you.
Yeah.
What are you gonna say?
It's
to
all
us?
yours.
That was our key word, is dedication, that continued dedication
Yeah.
to continue to move forward no matter what.
No matter what.
It's yours.
Okay, hold on though. We need,
Oh, okay.
you need to gather together a little closer.
I knew I got the right.
Yeah. See
Oh,
your
that's
beaming
cute.
faces.
And
Aw.
closer, like you know each other. Come on,
That's
be
right.
closer.
Yeah.
Closer.
Give a little love
No
there.
space.
A love.
Yeah.
All right, I'll take one both ways. Hey, Reverend David, yes, that's what I wanted. Smile. That's good. Yes, great. Okay. All right.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you. Okay. Anything you'd like to say?
Anything you want to say to us?
What I like to say, I think I've said enough these last 50 years.
That doesn't get you up.
That doesn't get you up. Yeah, we hadn't.
I always remember my first talk when I was going to seminary. Ralph and Johnny Curry were the pastors here, and they started tomorrow. And we had a evening service, and I was doing the talk that one Sunday, and I think I talked 2.5 minutes. So, but you all had to pay for that, because when I started seminary, I had people, before they talked, they had to talk at the seminary, and if they had more than 2 or 3 minutes, I had to get more and everything. So they didn't get away what I got away with. But you know, I don't know how I can summarize 50 years, what it was like when I came here and everything. You know, I was 28 years old. I just turned 28. So when I left New York, some of the people said, "What are you running away from?" You know, and I just stood up and said, "I'm not running away from anything. I'm running to." I didn't know what I was talking about and everything. So that's my first lesson, was to keep on talking when I don't know what I'm talking about. Because when I got here, I met the reason why I came here and everything. And after I've been here about 5 years, a person I used to go to Sierra Vista for class, to do classes down there. And this astrologer was taking notes of people who moved from one place to another place. And she said, you know, if you'd have stayed in New York, you would have never got to where you are today.
Yeah.
And you had to come out here to do that and everything. And I really believe that. Really, it came rough 20 years ago. My brother, he passed away 20 years ago, and we were twins and everything. And if I'd have stayed back there, I'd have been right with him. The lifestyle that we were living back there was death.
So David, what's the biggest change you've seen in 50 years?
That tree.
That tree?
That tree was the same height I was when I became pastor.
There's pictures
Of that?
of it.
Oh my God, so that means you've grown that much too. If
Yeah.
you're bigger. Yeah.
I think the part of the biggest change, is that what I feel about myself, and the things that I had already accomplished quite a few things, and I didn't think I accomplished anything, and this way I keep on telling people, you've accomplished things in your life, you've experienced things in your life to let you know where you are and everything, and one of the biggest things that I got here, say, well, these people believe in there's life after death, So I don't quite believe that right now, So I guess I better find out, And so in my development classes, I was giving these experiences that I have had that there's no explanation for whatsoever. And the only explanation was that the spirit world kept me alive, because there's some things I should not be alive in today. So. And then when I got acquainted with my teachers and everything like this, when I first started and everything like this, I said, what are you talking about? and they said I could give all these messages and everything like this. And I wouldn't give no messages. and these people are really nuts and everything. And then, one of the stories I remember of how when my third eye opened up in 1956, I lived on a farm and we're playing kid away with a rag football, and my father, he's about 6'1", 300 pounds. He went like this and hit me right here, and there was sparkles, like 4th of July sparkles. And every time I would close my eyes, I would see these sparkles and everything, and things would change. And one night in development class in 1971, I was talking about these things, and people knew what I was talking about. It was about them, I said, wow. And so I started doing that, and that's how I started giving messages. So, and that happened 14 years before I got here. So those are those experiences that we have. We all have these experiences, And well, Sunday I'm going to talk more about this. Right now, July 10th was the day I came in here for the first time.
And how did you know this place was here?
No, well, when I came out here, there was another spiritualist minister, a person that came from a little small place south of Syracuse, called Freeville, and they were spiritualists, and they knew my mother. And so my mother said, well, when you get there, go see him, And so my first night here, I get there and I stay, and I saw him, And I got a little bit of, I visited with them, and the next day I said, well, I'm going to go to Phoenix and see what's up there, I got as far as Florence, and I had lunch, and I couldn't go any further. I had to come back. There was no reason whatsoever about this, And then the people that came from New York, they bought a house on 6th Street over here at 4600 block, and I could walk here. And we found out that the spiritual church was here, so we started coming here, and that's how I got acquainted with it.
Look who's here. Oh, hey.
Reverend Betty.
Yeah. Hey. So good to see you.
Hi. So good to see you guys. We got our whole group on here on Zoom.
Lovely. I'm doing good. How about you?
There's some more chairs right here.
There, right here.
Hello.
Well, I'm done talking.
Okay. All righty. Anybody, let's see. Let's start with Zoom. Michael, you want to be the first one to speak?
Yeah. Yeah.
All right. So let me get you switched over to speaker view, Michael. Here we go.
Okay, just tell me when.
All right. Are you going to be able to see him okay? Why don't you sit?
I can hear him.
Okay, okay. All right, Reverend Michael, you're up.
Okay. Okay, Reverend David, remembering my spiritual journey, I am thankful for my time spent with prior churches or locations of spirituality. The time spent with the reverends, the time spent in learning what they shared was beneficial and appreciated. I very much appreciate your devotion to offering your guidance for the 50 years you have given of yourself for the spiritual growth and development of the many souls entering the chapel. It seems only fitting that Spirit has not only guided you to Tucson, but also provided you with a location to share and make available the opportunity for the expansion of knowledge and awareness for so many. Your 50 years of guidance is a blessing to all who have partaken in your sharing of yourself. I thank you unendingly for you sharing your gift with me. Many blessings and thank you. That's it.
Wow.
Wonderful. Who else would like to speak on Zoom? Anybody else on Zoom would like to say something?
I'm just glad that he's a Taurus.
What I want to say is that the very first time I came to the chapel, it was with some friends, and it was for the Friday meditation and healing service. I felt very comfortable. I felt that it was a warm place, and there was a stability and kindness that I felt that was especially important to me during that time. And over the last years, Reverend David has been, key and instrumental in helping me to navigate some changes personally and changes with those close to me in my life. And I just feel that the degree of growth that has happened for me, and I've witnessed it with others. And one of the things that is most significant is how he imparts the expectation that you'll be able to do things, that you'll be able to give messages or speak or navigate. And he just makes it seem as if, well, of course you will. And was something that I continue to take with me as well as his example of dedication and consistency, which is unparalleled. And so thank you, Reverend David.
Okay.
Hi, this is Tanya here. Can you hear me okay?
Yes, and then Marsha, we'll get you right after. Okay. Okay, here we go.
So, Reverend David has been part of my life, just about all of my adult life. I first came to the chapel in 1981, December. It was a cold, rainy day. It's hard to imagine now, but it was a cold and rainy day, and he was recommended to me by someone. And when I said spiritualist minister, I had this whole vision of a man with a broad, dark black hat and a long black jacket and some sort of Calvinist kind of thing, I'm sure, but it wasn't that way at all. And when I first went there, there were women sitting around tables, and they had these tarot cards, and they were talking about all these things like past lives, and I just after I got over the shock, they were saying these things out loud, because mostly that was only done in my life behind a door or in my head. I really, like so many other of you, and all of the many people who have come, you know, all these decades that he's taught us, I felt at home. I knew I was at home. And these, all the people that I trained with back in the 80s, and all of us who have gone our different ways, you know, David teaches people and they leave the nest, and some of us come back. And I got to say, no matter where I moved, because I did a little moving after that. I was ordained in 86, and I left Tucson in 88. I did come back though. But everywhere I was, David was there for me. All I had to do was pick up the phone and call. And he's always consistently been there for me and for my family. And as some of you know, he touched the heart of all of us, and he you know, he took us all under his wing, and he's just been a major part of so many of our lives. And just as Angie was talking about, and all of us going out and touching all these people who are touching other people, we're bringing with us aspects of what David is, aspects of what he's taught us, the energy that he shared with us, and the humor. And I am so grateful, David. You know how much I love you. And I'm so glad and so grateful that we all have a chance to come and say, we love you, David. Thank you so much.
He's in that corner over there. Thank you, Reverend Tanya. Reverend Marcia, let me get you set up here. Okay.
Oh, it is afternoon. Yes, good afternoon, everybody. And Reverend Davey, oh my gosh. When I think about where I was when I came to the chapel, I was recommended by a friend that I contact Reverend David. I had several years, a couple of years before that, I had an awakening experience. All of my life, I felt like I was in danger, that I would somehow die in my sleep, because there were these entities that would come, and I had no control over what was happening with me at the time. And I don't know, I grew up scared a lot. And I had an experience that kind of told me that I needed to find teachers. And Reverend David, when I came to the chapel, first thing I asked him was, "Are you going to try to convert me?" You know, I thought, what is a nice Jewish girl doing walking into a place where they have Sunday services? You know, I thought, I'm not a Sunday girl, I'm a Saturday girl. And I really didn't know what to expect. And it took me a while. I came to every class probably 3 or 4 times so that I could finally start to understand. And if I could count the number of times that Reverend David said, why don't you just spend some time meditating on that? Because I would ask so many questions. And when I think about all of those classes and all of that time that Reverend David spent helping me to get to know me, I'm just forever grateful. I didn't know I was going to get emotional, but it is emotional, because it's all of these lives that he's touched. And he's touched mine in such a profound way, because not only am I more confident, and I'm not scared anymore. I don't fear the interesting things that happen to me at times that don't seem to happen to other people. You know, those kind of things just don't seem unusual around the chapel. I'm in a place at the chapel where I can be myself. I can express myself. I can learn about myself. And that's all because Reverend David encouraged me. sometimes I wasn't comfortable. And he kept saying, just, take it a step at a time, take it a day at a time, take it a word at a time or a thought at a time. And I never thought that I would end up becoming a reverend. I mean, that was the last thing on my mind, but I wanted to keep studying. And I'm so glad I took that step, because it's been really invaluable in my life to have been able to learn that much about myself by continuing learning from Reverend David. There's so much that I could say. There's just a wealth of knowledge that I feel like I've gained in the last, it's been almost 20 years that I've been coming to the chapel. And I'm grateful. So thank you, Reverend Davey. I love you.
Love you.
Thank you, Reverend Mark. Okay, anyone else on Zoom that would like to? Reverend Francis. Okay, give me 1 second here, Reverend.
Okay.
And we'll get you turned around so everybody can see you. Okay.
All right. Well, I am very, very grateful to have Reverend David in my life. He doesn't remember all of the stories I had, but I met him in the late 70s. I came from England and was always had been in the spiritual world. And so I was looking in Tucson at that time for yoga and meditation, etc. I came upon Reverend David's, the chapel, and started going. They had Thursday classes, and this must be the late 70s. So David has been in and out of my life for nearly the whole 50 years that he's been in practice. I took classes that they were having at that time. They had the Thursday psychic reading classes, and the chapel was in a different configuration in those days. So with dramas in your own life and other things, there have been wanes and lapses of time. But the gift that Reverend David has, and he has so many of them, is to me the gift of being a teacher. And I think every time I've ever been in there and spoken to him on the Monday White Eagles and whatever things, I've always, always learned something with his little simple answers that stops all the things that are going on in your mind, and he just breaks it down into simplicity. So I think to this day, I learn as much from Reverend David as I've learned from anybody in my whole life. So I'm very grateful to have had him in my life this time. And I wish him many more years at the chapel. So thank you.
Thank you, Reverend Francis. Okay, anyone else on Zoom? Okay, now it's all yours. Okay, so anybody here in the chapel want to speak on behalf of Reverend David up here at the podium?
I'll go. Hi.
Make sure you can see.
Hello.
Hello.
May of 2019, I came to the Friday Circle for the first time, and I really liked it. And the first message I got was from you, Reverend David. And what you said was, you're here and you're on the right path. You're on the right spiritual path. And I am very grateful to you for acknowledging that and confirming that and saying that to me. And so when I continued coming for this more than a year now, and I did the mediumship course and all of that, and I'm very grateful to you for having that and getting me through that. And now here I am giving all these messages. And, I remember it was one of the psychic message days we had a couple months before the mediumship course started. And I had a session with you, and a lot of it was about how that this would be a thing that I was being called to do, and I should come and do it, and I listened to you, and I finally just put my name down on that sheet, and I did it. And it's, so I'm very grateful to you, and I congratulate you and for all your years of service, and more to come. Thank you.
Anyone else want to come up?
Oh, I guess I will.
Everyone else.
You know, and my memory's not so clear, so I don't remember how I got here. I knew I was going to leave LA. The last year I spent in California was in LA. And I said, I'll go to Sacramento or I'll go to Tucson, because I've been through Tucson before. And I got here and I thought, well, I'll probably never do any more psychic stuff, because I used to do psychic entertainment and all this stuff. And I don't know if I looked you up, I don't know why. But I got here and I went, oh, I'll keep coming, because they're doing psychic messages and I'll keep that going. And somehow along the way, you said something to me, or I said something, because I was going to give a little class, and I did. And I mentioned half-heartedly that I'd been a reverend from another place, a psychic school. And you said, well, then we should call you then. I said, oh, no, it's not. And you said, yeah, you're Reverend Winnell. And I think it was the first time I ever owned that. And then I thought, but I'm not a reverend from here. And you said, but you're a reverend. And I said, okay. And then the next thing I was doing, I was speaking. You were asking me to give messages. And I thought, how did you know that? And you said, you're a reverend. I knew it. And I knew it. And I said, okay. So I would come. And I always thought you had the most, I'll say this to all of you, the most interesting women that are attracted to come here. And I met two really good friends from here. You know, so this whole thing kept building up. And then I would move away, like I went to where did I go? Albuquerque, and then I went back to San Diego, and I did some stuff. But I always felt like I could come back here because there was a solidness here. And I felt like I could come into this chapel and yeah, it's like, what is your thing? Peace, be still. And I always felt like I could come here, it would be solid. And the first year I was here, I ran out of money. And one day I came into your office and I was crying and I said, I don't know how I'm going to pay my rent next because I don't have a job here. And you said, how old are you? I said, I'm 62. You said, you go right down to Social Security and you apply it, you'll get it 2 weeks. And that's exactly what happened. I thought this man was wonderful. I really do. And so it's like a place that I felt like I could come back to when I didn't have any home, because I was always moving around. But I could come back here, and you have created a space that with like-minded people that I felt like I could come back to at any time. And I'm really grateful for that. And thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you for everyone else. Okay, Christy.
So I think I've been coming here the shortest period of time of anyone. And I really had no reason for coming to Tucson, no specific reason. But I'm so grateful on so many levels that I did. Years and years ago, I became a hypnotherapist, though I was always making my living as a musician. But, you know, it was always just kind of a side thing, and there were amazing things that happened, but I had no idea why, and I had no place like this to share my experiences with. I had a couple friends who would say, oh, wow, that's wonderful, and then I didn't tell anybody else. Because when I would tell anybody else, for instance, I'd say, you know, I just want to live connected with spirit. I want to have communication with spirit. I didn't know really what that meant, But I remember telling my significant other that, and he said to me, I have no idea what you were talking about. So then, that was in New York, and then just out of the blue, we decided to move to Tucson. And I looked and looked and looked in the area. I went to a Presbyterian church in Green Valley, and I went to all the Unitarian Universalist churches. I went to Sparta. I went everywhere I could find to see if there was some sort of a community. I knew there was a community here that I had come to find. And I didn't find it. Finally, I came here. And it was 2:00 in the afternoon, for heaven's sake. Wow, what was that about? You know, very, very interesting. And here, I have found over the months that I've been coming, that no matter what I say, nobody turns to me and says, I have no idea what you're talking about. As a matter of fact, I feel more seen here than I think I ever have in my whole life. Whew, getting emotional. Certainly my family, they saw me, but they kind of went, you're a little too much for us. You know, bring it down. Or, yeah, that's interesting. But here, I'm encouraged to be more of who I am. What a great gift you give, David. What a great gift that is. And you encourage everybody here to see more, embrace. Yeah, it's all good. You'll know. One of the best things that I feel you do and have done for me is just to say, okay, you're on your own. Because here, I don't feel like I'm on my own at all. I know that there are guides, and I know that you are always holding the space. So that frees me up to go out and fly. Thank you. You're right, I'm always on stage.
I just want to thank you for being you, David, because that's been so important in my life. And I first came here in '85. I don't think this was here because we met out there somehow. And a friend dragged me in, and I'm like, okay, I'll go. And I thought, well, this is weird. I'm not coming back. And then my life went on. And then somehow you get divorced and you say things change and you start opening up to new ideas. And so somehow somebody directed me toward Dr. Ireland's Your Church. And I started to explore those avenues and loved it, you know. And from there, when he closed, Betty opened the Temple of Universality. He did the training for us. He's the one that trained the original 12 ministers, and you did a great job. What I liked about your training was that you found our hot spots. And so many times we want to cover them up so nobody can find them, you know, and say we're perfect. We can't have our buttons pushed, but you pushed everybody's buttons. And that is a great thing because we just want to cover them up. And I want to thank you for making it so simple. I mean, I'm the kind of person, everything's got to be in order. It's got to have one A, B, C, C, A, 1, 2, 3. I had a million questions every time I came to Dr. Beck. And he was patient with me. He said, just do this, Carol. It will all work out. Don't be so compartmentalized. But I just want to thank you. It's been great. And I just think it's awesome that somebody did it 50 years. Come on, say something.
Reverend
Say
Betty, would you
something
like to
about
come
David.
up?
say something. Say something about Reverend David.
Get you like that. Yeah, come on
I'm
up.
gonna say something. Because I am delighted to be here. Always. When I have an opportunity to be here. And gratefully, off and on, I've been able to be here and to listen to and to see one of the most wonderful people I've ever met. And it inspires me, but I just ain't got the talent. Of course. But we are here to celebrate a person who deserves, because we are witness to one of the most loving, comfortable people to be with. And the sincerity here in this room that most of us have been aware of and blessed by for so many years. And sometimes I wonder, don't you all wonder how one person who is already blessed with the best, because he is the best, and is always so ready and willing and able to see each of us as an individual and welcome us to this place. I have been blessed with that opportunity for several years. And I'm looking forward to many more. I said, I'm blessed with the best, love all the rest. But it's the best. God bless you, honey.
Nope. Oh, I did it already.
Oh.
I'll get up there.
All right, there we go.
Well, I'm one of the students who came and went and came and went. Reverend David says I've been here since the 1980s, and I keep saying, I don't think so. Maybe it was my spirit got here before I did, because I believe I came here like in the 90s and then just came and went. It was because my dearest friend Elvia, who has known Reverend David longer than I have, kept telling me about the little church and the little church. But I could never find the little church, because of course I expected to find a church. I wasn't looking for a house. And I'd come back and forth, and then I'd call her and I'd say, there is no church on that street. And finally I thought, this is it. I've got to go find it. It doesn't matter what street it is. I'm just going to pay attention to the numbers, and lo and behold, here it is. So I am grateful that I finally did find it. And as I said, I kept coming and going back and forth. And finally, when things in my life seemed to be going beyond bad. I thought, well, this is the time I'm going to have to stay, because the other places that I've been to, I get so far and then it was like, I couldn't go beyond there. And I knew there was more to what I was learning. And most of the learning I was doing was out of books. It was like I'd go to the bookstores and libraries and I'd find all kinds of books. And the amazing thing is that all the books that we have studied that come actually are being taught by Reverend David have come from all those books I looked for and read years ago. And I know that those books I bought back in the 80s, that's why probably Reverend David says I was here. And so I have an old copy somewhere in the boxes, but then I have the newer copies now. And I go back and I think, you know, I've had these books forever and I read them way back when, but now it's time to refresh everything. And so then in 2017, I think it was when I came and decided to stay and become a minister. Because I had come back as someone else mentioned earlier, that I had done all the classes like 2 and 3 times. I wouldn't even sign in when I come in and do the classes. I just come in through the back door, come in, do the class, I'd be gone, I'd come back again. It was Wednesdays at 12:30 that I'd come, and then I'd come on the Friday healing circle and that. And I did that 4 times probably, like a complete thing, but then I finally did the full 1-year thing, and then from there I went to become a minister, which I never imagined that I would do that, but here I am. So I guess, you know, and that's why the reason when we were doing this yesterday, the word dedication just stayed, because, you know, for Reverend David to be here this many years, to have that belief within himself that no matter what, everything would work out. And just that persistence of going and going and going. So it was like, I guess once I made the commitment in 2016, 17, that I've been here, that I can say that I've been here since then, even though I know I started, you know, 90s, 80s, whenever it was. But I am so grateful, Reverend David, that you are the person that stayed on and were so persistent to create this wonderful place for us. As you've heard today, you know, this is like a home that we can come back to and know that no matter who is here, you have already created that space and that it will always be here. Of course, most of us, I know, would feel better knowing that you're here, because I know the 1 year when I came in and I was told you retired, I was like, what? That's not possible. I was like in shock. I was like, well, where do I find him? And it's like, well, you can go over there and find him with Reverend Betty. He's helping her for you know, with stuff over there. And I thought, I don't know. I'll just be patient and hope that he'll come back. So he did come back, and I'm so grateful, because somehow that made a big difference for me. Even though we knew this is home, your presence makes the big difference. And I'm very grateful for that. Thank you, Reverend David.
Anybody else? No, Christine? Yeah. Reverend Christine? I want to thank everybody for all being here, for Reverend David, and I just love this chapel, and I love everybody in it, and everyone here on Zoom. We miss all of you so much, and would love to give you guys beautiful hugs and kisses and all that stuff. We're gonna go celebrate a little bit and have some food, and if you want to continue to join us, I'm gonna just unplug over here and go bring that computer over there, and
So you can watch us eat.
yeah.
What are you eating?
We're gonna have some sandwiches and some cake and
What kind of cake?
chocolate, she says,
And we have strawberry pie.
and strawberry pie.
Oh my gosh.
Strawberry pie, Lordy.
David's like,
Strawberry
yeah.
pie. He's right.
Well, thank you all for
Thank
being
you.
here.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, David. I love you.
Thank you,
Thank you,
David.
David.
Love
You
you.
do good work.
And these are, how are we doing this? These are the
Oh, yeah, so we'll just bring it in that room on the, right, I'm gonna bring the food out, so give me just 1 minute on that.
What are we doing? I don't know. Are you bringing the food out here or are we going back there?
You guys can eat in here if you like to, but I am gonna put it out here.
Okay.
Yeah.
Start over there.
Where, okay. So please,
You can leave that there. Lovely, isn't it? It is lovely. Okay, those are not mine. I don't think I have any. Okay, no, you didn't come with any. You didn't come with any. Okay, good. Oh, pictures. Oh,
No. Oh, yeah.
So Michael, it looks like we're just gonna watch everybody eat, huh?
Yeah, that's what it looks like. Yeah.
I know. I was saying,
So I can
is
hear
that
you guys.
sandwiches?
What
Is
I
that
was saying to
sandwiches
you
or
guys
something?
was, Michael, Reverend Tanya, and Marcia, your guys' talks were really beautiful. Thank you very much.
Oh, you know, Angie, thank you for being you. I'm so glad that you're there and with Reverend David.
I'm sorry, I had it on, can you repeat that?
Oh, yeah. Could you hear me when I was talking? Okay. Yeah. Thank you. Thank you for just being there for everybody and your bubbly personality and everything. For you to be working with Reverend David there at the chapel, just, it really means a lot to me. It makes me feel good about the direction that the chapel is going. So I just want you to know how much I appreciate you.
Thank you, Reverend Marcia. I really appreciate it. And you know, of all people, I mean, you got very, very close into doing this work, you know, and you talked about how much there is, you know, and to do, and you're like, I don't know, Reverend David, you know, so you understand, you know what it does.
It's a lot of work, and for you and for Reverend David to make it look like it just flows and it's so easy, that's a great talent and a great gift. So yeah, thank you.
Thank you so much. You're a sweetheart. Okay, well, come join us. I'll get out of the way. Well, I did the boat, like me and Ernestina.
Where's the envelope?
Right here. So all the cards are already.
Oh, I think my card needs to be pushed.
That's all right, guys.
We'll do that.
You were asking about the balloons? Yeah. Reverend Ernestina's husband went and bought all these balloons for us. And we got ourselves
And
a
the
helium
50.
tank. And we started doing all this. And then today, the helium tank went out. And I went and got this little balloon thing.
Did you start
But
doing
it
it?
wasn't for helium. So I had to put them up there.
Oh,
so
for
we
helium.
Because they would just fall.
Yeah. Oh, that's.
So they all went out yesterday.
My
we did
sister
them,
Sharon
And I
and
got here and they were all went out. So I was like, oh, of course, yes.
It looks
So
like.
I
that.
figured-
Did you get the balloons for you? Where did you get the 50?
It was all that Party City place.
Yeah, holding on to all of this. Yeah, and then I remember her. Hey, she knows what to do.
Yeah, of course.
I would.
Yeah.
But then this one down and then we'll just keep it going.
I probably wouldn't, and then me about it. Yeah.
I was feeling.
David, you should go.
Hi, Winnell.
Hi.
And so you know what, I can't do that because I think.
Marcia,
Yeah, it's Marcia.
a beautiful speech.
Oh,
They are-
thank you.
They all were.
Oh
But
my
that,
gosh. I
that
just,
I can't imagine you ever being afraid like that.
I mean, it's,
Terrified is more the word for it.
I mean, it's just a complete redo. You know what I mean? It's hard to believe you were that person once upon a time.
Yeah, 50
It's
years.
hard for me to believe it, to tell
Yeah.
you the truth. It really is.
I know.
But yeah, it's,
And that's why, I mean, you walk your talk so well because you've experienced it.
oh, thank you. It's, you know, it's always so good to see you and to, I don't know. It just seems like family.
Right. I never know if we're supposed to look down and see.
Oh, I do. I know it's you.
Come back. I want y'all to come back in the building so I can say, hey, you know what I mean?
You know,
So-
one of these days that's gonna
Yeah.
happen.
But even if we have to sit across the way from each other, you know?
You know,
Yeah.
thank goodness for technology that we can, you know, that we can continue to get together this way.
I know, for sure.
So, yeah.
It's always great to see you. Now that we have Zoom, it's like it's always great to see Michael's face and Arlene's face. And you, do you know what I mean? You're
Yeah.
like a steady presence now instead of just being a television screen, you know? So it's great.
Well, it's good to see you. Enjoy the food.
Thank you. I wish y'all could enjoy it too. It looks delicious. So I'm gonna go do it.
Okay.
Well, let's get that cake open, right? Let's do it.
For you.
Oh,
And then you carry it here too, by the way. But then when
Well, I'm gonna sign off. It's good to see
Okay.
everybody.
here, you know what I
See
mean?
you, Michael. It's nice to meet you, Reverend Tanya. You know, I've always seen your words. I've seen, you know, your written words and everything, and I've always known that you were out there. And I never got to actually see you, so it's good to see you today.
You too, Marcia. I hope to meet you in person.
That would be really nice. One of these days that'll happen.
Oh, yes.
So all blessings, everybody.
So
Bye.
Bye.
this one, it's like that turkey with, you know, the Thanksgiving kind of stuff.
I guess I'll sign up too. Bye, Tanya, Reverend Tanya.
Hi. Hey, Michael.
Yeah.
It's good to see you again.
You too. You too.
Stay cool over there.
Yeah, you're in Las Cruces?
Yes.
Yeah, yeah. Oh, okay. That must be a nice place.
It's cozy.
Okay.
We have about 100,000.
Oh, do you have a Costco over there?
No,
Oh.
we have to go to El Paso.
Oh, how far away is
Yeah.
that?
It's about 50 miles to the Costco.
Oh, okay. Okay. That sounds-
Yeah, and it's, you know, we have a Sam's Club. You know, we have several things, but it's, you know, we're on the 10, the I-10 and I-25 come together here.
Oh, okay.
We have a big, we have the Southern, what is it called? Hello, it's an hour. It's like a mile from here. New Mexico State University.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
So
that's good.
yes.
I
So
like
it's
even you're a 4-year college.
yes, yeah. So we've got, you know, we've got about 100,000 people, you know, and growing.
Oh, yeah.
And we have, and NASA.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, what part of NASA, or did they say it's just a building, or doesn't say really what you do?
Actually, I'm not sure. You know,
Oh.
I used to work in the building next to them.
Oh.
I supported the Air Force and some other government agencies,
Ah.
and I used to work next to them. And you know, they came over to use our cafeteria,
Oh.
but I haven't been out there a number of years. I used to work at Raytheon out there when I was in Tucson.
Oh, wow. Wow. Yeah. What's his name? Rob. Somebody Rob something. I forget his last name. He works out at Raytheon, and he's intuitive. He's not a minister, but he's intuitive, and he hasn't been to the chapel in a long time, but
Oh.
every once in a while. But he gives messages. He's good at it.
Well, we don't have a spiritualist church
Mm.
here in Las Cruces, so it would be nice to have one. Well, there's a number of us, that or that I know that are actually spiritualists, but it's a a lot of artists, a lot of retirees, a lot of students, a lot of the locals, of course. We're not too far from Hatch, which is the home of the green chili, famous green chili, and
Oh.
And an hour from El Paso, where we go to Costco.
Oh yeah. Well, yeah, in El Paso, that's where my father is from. I don't know if he was born there. I think he was. And that's where my ancestors came across the border, was El Paso.
Okay, from Juarez?
Yes. And
okay.
that's right. And
Yeah.
so I know I have relatives there in El Paso, but I haven't seen them for years and years. It's been a while.
Well, it's so good to see you again.
You too.
Stay cool, and I'll see you soon. Sunday, I hope.
All right.
Okay.
Well, take care. We'll see you.
Okay.
I'm signing off too.
Okay. Bye, Michael.
Bye. Bye.
Can I have a piece of cake to
Shoot, man,
smallest
yes.
one?
Like maybe this size right here?
Just a little
Like
bit,
that?
not too big.
Scared of that?
Yeah, that's
Okay.
Sure. Oh, you wanna go in there, sit down to eat it? Yeah, I'll get that one.
Get a sandwich? Okay. We could always say, I want a flower. Remember when you were a kid?
Yeah.
Flowers.
I would go for the corner.
I know, right? And you get the most.
Yeah. How you doing? I'm doing good.
I miss everybody.
Yeah, you never should. You doing okay? One, two.
At first, I thought this was you, but it's.
Oh, we're gonna go find the seat.
I know, yeah, I've been eating it.
Yeah.
It's like a beef cake.
Yeah, this one's yours, but let's go get a seat.
These ones are unforgettable. This is an Italian sandwich, like this one's
Where'd you get these at Babbitt?
Yeah.
Very good.
Yeah, they have signature, these are their signature sandwiches. I love that one.
Yeah. Good. That was real good. This one's good too.
I have my cake here.
You get out of your way. I'm gonna get.
Yeah. I only had a half before everybody came in. We couldn't help ourselves. We were like, I think we should eat these. And that's him when he got divorced.
Oh.
Okay. And yet
You got dressed up in your lines.
I can have sugar. I can have sugar.
Where is this?
I don't know what's in the little thing.
Oh.
Like the thing.
the little
Yeah, I know.
snacks that you brought, do
I-
they have?
They have wheat or sugar.
Let me look in my bag. I have it.
Did you see how the pie was?
Okay, that's what I added.
And they both have sugar.
Oh, yeah.
Sugar-free, not sugar.
Maybe open it and put it at the table.
So in here I have some, but you can't have sugar. In here I have some iced tea
Oh.
that doesn't have sugar, and then I have, but it might be.
You know what? That's okay.
I'll do no sugar. But the underneath there is some soda, but you say they have sugar.
Yeah. But this doesn't have any sugar.
That does not have
Okay.
any
It's
sugar.
just,
And you
black
can
tea.
open, yeah, and you can open the ice because it might
Okay.
calm it down a bit. It might be
Got
too
more
strong.
morning stuff this morning. I was like, you know what? I need to get a veggie tray. And then I drove off, forgot all about it, came right back to the chapel, forgot everything.
They
I'm
are
like,
sugar-free. They
Oh, they are sugar-free? Fantastic. I'll have a couple more then.
They're good.
Because I took a chance and I ate two.
They're for
That's a
Trader
big deal for
Joe's.
me.
I haven't eaten this food in a
Oh, and then you're gonna be.
And then I'll go.
Yeah, then you'll crash. So glasses.
And my stomach over there.
Do we just, I'll just use my cup. I'll just use my cup.
But I think I'm not worthy.
Good cake.
Yeah, it is, Ernestina.
Well, that's good.
Yum, yum. Where'd you get it?
And she made sure it was fresh.
I made sure that it would be done today rather than starting last night or whatever.
They all married and have long lasting.
Oh, your exes?
Yeah, but I'm so hungry.
Not mine. They're ruined forever. They can't do without you. Yeah. So David, how is it that you've magnetized all these wonderful women?
There's a lot of women in those pictures.
Something I didn't try to do.
Okay.
I think I gotta clean the knife to get that hot.
Sunday.
Oh, yeah. We were hoping that the balloons would not roll, but I don't think they will. So there's no more air in this thing?
Nope. And I ended up, I was like, well, you know what? I'm gonna chance it and buy that little thing.
Uh-huh.
Cause it was
Oh,
last,
that
right?
thing, right.
One, I mean, you're right, but it, like I had to pin them because, you know what I mean? There's a, we'll just pin everything next.
Trader Joe's.
Are you sure you don't want me to
I like your
get
earrings.
something broke up tomorrow? I need more balloons.
Oh, yeah.
You know what? We're out of
Two more sisters.
Really?
These are my
The
sisters.
ones we had this morning, I had to completely get rid of out. They're on the ground.
What?
And they're nearly braided.
So
I
I
was
don't know
like,
how they
oh,
got them, doing some process.
no, it's turkey. It's called Unforgettable. It is turkey and it does have cream cheese in it. You know,
That's why I have to.
bacon in it.
That's
And what is this? That one is like a Thanksgiving one.
Is it
It
something
has
that's not hot?
turkey and it has, what's that?
Oh, yeah, that red stuff.
Cranberry sauce.
Cranberry. Yeah, that'll have sugar.
The other one.
And that's,
ham. There's an Italian one right there.
here.
Yeah, no, it's the other side.
Look at
And
this.
then roast beef is that one
Yeah.
pointing at saying.
I don't know what this is. I don't know if he's in it, or this is just the group when he arrived.
Unforgettable.
I think it's the group when he arrived. Too thin.
So what is this one with the red, this turkey?
But that
Yeah,
is-
it's
When I had the beard.
kind of.
I'll try
Oh,
this.
wow, I remember you telling me
So
that
this
one.
one's a
huh?
little frothy.
Now, is this one of your
What else
ones?
is in
And you did, yeah,
Oh,
that's
that's
my
probably
first got.
There was, she's the
there?
brother.
Oh, the hot
Yeah.
ones.
Did she, is she still in town?
No, she's in the other side right now.
Oh, she is. She passed away.
The man came here, you know,
Yeah.
he come in a wheelchair.
No way.
And he
Might be a Reuben.
he was
I'm
fitting
not
for a
sure,
wheelchair,
don't
and
make
they
those
told him
things,
that
and I don't
he'd be
need
best
that
his life
kind
in
of-
a wheelchair.
Oh, that was
He
way
left
too
here without
hot.
walking.
I don't think.
Wow. Wow.
Only because of his wife. He was planning on taking care of you in the rest of his
And so she had this lifestyle. He said,
And he went out, and you know, when we go to New Mexico, just across the border,
Yeah.
he went out there and lived.
Wow, just out there in the middle, because it's kind of middle of nowhere.
Right. Mhm.
Was near Portal and all that. Yeah.
Well,
And he lived out there.
That's that, she left him.
Oh, yeah.
I'm feeling that I'm getting really hungry.
He didn't have to be in a wheelchair, didn't have to be with her.
Right.
Look at that.
So I guess I
That one.
He does keep it. He's in
See your
That's
mind.
amazing. When did it
Well, I
happen?
wish I could be there with everybody, but
And it's
I
very.
wish I could see you.
I wish you could be here.
I wish I could be there in person.
I know.
And
I'm sure glad you are here.
Well, I just want to say thanks for doing this. It really means a lot. And David, thank you. Angie, I'll talk to you both soon. Love you so much.
Thank you.
Oh,
here.
Have a bite of chocolate for me.
I got your message and I want to get with you so we can, plan for that. And we were hoping you'd be able to do a talk for us too.
Okay. That'd be great.
Okay.
Okay.
Thank
All right.
you.
Love you guys.
Love you.
Love you, David.
Love you.
David, you know, Christy, I think I divorced the first time